Hello, everyone. Thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of ExcaliburCCGTV talking comics. Like we do every week, we come together to tell you about the great stuff hitting the shelf. I'm Chris. This is my co-host, Buzz. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us by going to our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Daily stuff is posted to our site, Facebook, and Twitter. Have fun with that. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We are just shy of 1,000 subscribers. So whether you came via YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes, one of the websites that syndicates our content, thank you for being a part of our community. We really appreciate it. Anything you want to say to the new people?
Or stumbled on that Captain America video.
I know, right?
A few weeks ago. It's like 1,000 views. It's like, huh? But, yep. And that was the one that messed up and it quit recording.
Exactly. That was the one.
So if you came in on that one, it's only uphill from here.
It's exactly. It is uphill from there. Yeah, it's a great point, man.
It's all better from here.
If you came here mad, hopefully you'll stay here glad, you know.
Yeah.
You're mad at all that. And thank you to all of our recent comments. We really appreciate it. We had fun last week with the question of the week and talking about the books, and we really appreciate the interaction that we got from you guys. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the new stuff so we can get to our question of the week, because we have another doozy of a question of the week this week, so we're going to have fun with that. Let's go ahead and dive into some new number ones. This is a big week of new number ones, especially for DC Comics. We are in the tsunami of Rebirth titles, and this week is no exception. But first, before we dive into the actual Rebirths, we have some renumberings. Or continuing numberings, let's say that. Let's start with Action Comics 957. That is back. The Action Comics is back with its original or new numbering, I think, as to what it would be now. So here we go, guys. Dan Jurgens, Patrick Zurcher are on board with this new Action Comics 957. We get to take a look at this storyline starting The Path of Doom. Superman returns to Metropolis just in time to meet Metropolis's new protector, Lex Luthor. Also, before all is said and done, both of them get to meet the new Clark Kent. What? Who? What? So there we go, guys. That's what's happening with Action Comics 957. Enjoy that. Check that out.
I'm going to one-up you there. Detective Comics number 934 by James Tynion IV and Eddie Barrows. Rise of the Batman.
Exactly.
An unknown predator begins outdoing Batman?
What?
Taking down dangerous threats with military precision?
What?
And it's up to Batman and Batwoman.
Exactly.
To rally and train young heroes of Gotham to end this threat. And also, if that wasn't enough, to one-up your Clark Kent, is the villainous Clayface ready for redemption?
Well, what is Clayface doing with this team?
Looks like he's going to be a member.
There we go. We get to find out. Now, diving into some Rebirth, guys. Aquaman. Exactly, dive. I didn't do that on purpose. Aquaman Rebirth number 1 hitting with Dan Abnett, Oscar Jimenez. This is taking a look at Arthur Curry's dilemma. He's born to both the surface and the water and the sea, but now he's coming at a point in his life where he's got to choose one or the other. And that's what we get to take a look at as he embarks on this mission to find out which path he's going to take. That starts with Aquaman Rebirth number 1.
I'm going to run through this next one fast.
Alrighty.
Flash Rebirth number 1 by Joshua Williamson and Carmine Di Giandomenico?
Giandomenico. Giandomenico. Yeah.
Okay.
Mouthful.
All right, this is coming directly out of the DC Universe Rebirth number 1.
Exactly.
With, I mean, it was essentially a Flash book, but anyway.
I know, seriously.
Don't read this until you've read Rebirth.
Yeah, read Universe Rebirth and then dive into this.
That's all we can tell you.
Yeah, and there's so much more to come with this title. I'm really looking forward to it.
The Speed Force seems like it's going to be a pretty epic deal with some fast serial killers.
It's going to be awesome. I know, right? It's like taking Zoom from the TV series to another level. So here we go. Another Rebirth issue. Wonder Woman Rebirth number 1. Greg Rucka, Paulo Siqueira on board for this Rebirth issue after suffering an unimaginable loss. Wonder Woman has to rebuild her mission as Earth's protector and champion, starting now. So we get to take a look at that with this. Really looking forward to Wonder Woman as well. What's up for you, Buzz?
we're taking a step away from Rebirth.
Yes, we are.
A far step from Rebirth.
So far.
But still hanging out in the DC universe.
Yep.
With Wacky Raceland #1 by Ken Pontac and Leonardo Manco.
Yep.
Hanna-Barbera bizarrely reimagined. The world has ended, but the race has just begun. Penelope Pitstop, Peter Perfect, and the rest of the wacky racers vie for the finish line in a contest where the winner takes all and second place is death.
What?
But anyway, they face the Uberpass, where they'll be beset by a giant sand beast, mutated insects, and worst of all, Dick Dastardly's murderous poor sportsmanship.
I love it. I saw this. I was like, okay, Wacky Raceland. What? And then I looked it up and I thought, this is a Hanna-Barbera property that's going like adult style or more mature or something there. So there we go. Guys, from completely out of the blue comes... Exactly. Pink Panther #1 is back. Pink Panther is back in comic books. I grew up on this. Many people, generations have grown up on the Pink Panther. The Cool Cat is back with some of today's best writers and artists, telling different stories. Each issue is going to have a couple different stories going on with it. But we get Pink Panther, the Ant, the Aardvark, the Inspector, and a host of other cartoon favorites for an all-ages comic book for the year, for the kids. More all ages than probably the new Scooby-Doo. More all ages than probably the Wacky Raceland. All that jazz. Have fun with the Pink Panther. Introduce them to your kiddos, nieces, nephews, whatever you want to do.
From Dark Horse, Prometheus, Life and Death #1 by Dan Abnett and Andrea Mutti.
Yes.
Colonial Marines have commandeered a mysterious alien ship, wresting it from savage predators who also wanted it. But now, the owner of the vessel has awakened.
Yes, exactly.
And the Marines find themselves trapped in space with an angry god.
An angry god! Yes! This is, they just completed, I think, the
Predator,
Alien, or was it Predator Life and Death? It was one of those.
So, yeah.
So I think all three of these are doing a Life and Death type miniseries here. I think this is going to be 4 issues as well. So there we go, guys. From Image Comics, Midnight of the Soul. Created, drawn, written by Howard Chaykin. This takes a look at the 1950s, takes a look at Joel Breakstone. He's a former GI and liberator of Auschwitz, but honestly, he's messed up. He's damaged goods. He hasn't had a sober breath in at least 5 years until his life is turned upside down and begins to unravel. And he starts the long night that will change his life forever. What these events are, we don't know, but Howard Chaykin is an industry legend and standard. Anything that he puts out is worth checking out. Check out Midnight of the Soul from Image Comics #1.
Chris, have you ever wanted to see Sherlock Holmes, the TV show, as a manga comic book?
Why, yes, Buzz. I have.
Well, you're in luck, because this week we have Sherlock, A Study in Pink, which is exactly that.
Exactly.
A Sherlock Holmes, based on the Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman Sherlock Holmes.
Exactly.
But it's a manga comic book.
Exactly.
And this apparently is huge in Japan.
Apparently so.
And now it's going to be in the US and the UK for the first time.
Yeah, in manga format. It's a huge TV series. You can catch it on Netflix. If you haven't seen it already, check it out because it is great. But here we go, guys. The TV series brought to us in manga format. Have fun with that. 52-page special. Meet Sherlock and Watson all over again for the first time. Have fun with that. Those are the #1s. Those are the #1s, man. There's plenty of them, really. I mean, seriously, there's tons of them there. So
there's going to be some broke people this week. This
week will cause some broke people. All right, guys. Now we're diving into some new storylines hitting this week, continuing some of the stuff that's been going on, some new stuff introduced. Buzz, what is up for us first, sir?
We are diving in big with Civil War II products here with Amazing Spider-Man #1. Christos Gage, Travel Foreman, the Amazing Spider-Man gets caught up in the Civil War II now.
Exactly.
There's a new Inhuman with the ability to seemingly predict the future, and as the heroes of the Marvel Universe continue to grapple with their feelings about his very existence, one thing almost everyone can agree on is that he bears a tremendous responsibility to use his power safely.
Yes.
Does that sound familiar? Great power, great... Peter Parker a.k.a. the Amazing Spider-Man,
Exactly.
knows a thing or two about that. Too bad he's also got the old Parker luck working against him.
Exactly. So we'll get to see how he dives into all this, how he factors in.
Maybe he'll mentor the kid or something. Who knows?
You never know.
Maybe.
You never know. So there we go, guys. And what I'm really looking forward to is Civil War 2, Gods of War, #1. We got Dan Adnan and Emilio Laso coming on board here to bring us this. When the world is on the brink of chaos, all the heroes have chosen their sides for this particular war. What will happen whenever the first hero is called into action? This takes a look at Hercules being what they recently declared with this new incarnation of him as him being the world's first superhero. He has to take a look at what he's going to do as a god. Does he have a larger role in all of this? And does he have the power to alter fate entirely? So we get to check that out with this miniseries.
Hercules.
Exactly.
All right. Coming in from Civil War 2 also is New Avengers #12.
Yes.
Some wars are less civil than others. Roberto da Costa's mission is to play the ultimate secret agents at their own game.
Exactly.
What secret agents? Shield versus AIM.
Yes. I like that. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
That whole issue can be summed up like this, but I was like, I like the build up though. Shield versus AIM. We're gonna take a look at that. Also, guys, Apocalypse Wars continues this week with all new X-Men #10. Probably no one has been affected so much by this entire Apocalypse Wars event than even Evan Sabanur. He's the guy that's supposed to become the next Apocalypse. But due to the Beast, Hank McCoy, tinkering around with time, Evan is now back in time. He's in the past. He's like thousands of years in the past, running alongside Sabanur, the boy who will one day become Apocalypse himself. So Evan is faced with this. Will he change his future, or will he become Apocalypse's first victim? So here we go, guys. There we go. Those are the storylines for this week. Civil War stuff. Of course, Apocalypse Wars as well. And guys, we're going to dive into some of our favorites because we have several of them here that we're really excited for this week. This is going to be the first comics that we read. First on our stack, first things we get our hands on. Buzz, what is up for you, sir?
The Vision #8. After issue #7, that was a standalone issue. We're starting a new story arc now. Little better than a beast. There's only 3 issues left with Tom King writing this book.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think 10 is it.
Okay.
But the Avengers know. They know his wife killed the Reaper and the boy. They know Vision lied to protect her.
Okay.
They know that those lies will lead to more lies. Those deaths will lead to more deaths. And they know that they need to act. They need to find a way to prove that what he has done. So what do the Avengers do? What can they do?
I don't know.
The family and forever dismantle the Vision and his family.
Yeah, because if they do anything, this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Could this spell the end of the Vision family? Could it be? Yeah. Huh? Huh?
There we go.
Next up, from Image Comics, this has been a fun read. I think this is the last issue of it. Headlopper #4.
Oh, okay.
At long last, Norgal and Agatha face off against the demigod sorcerer Bara, who proves to be much more able than his frail frame implies. Meanwhile, Lulak approaches with an entire army at his back, but does he come in support of opposition of Bara's cause?
Awesome.
And last up, Voracious #4. One of our viewers actually got me into this book.
Exactly.
Recommending new books to people. But this is coming from Action Lab. This is a book about a chef that his sister dies and he's just kind of loses all interest in life and cooking and all that stuff. But anyway, his uncle leaves him a gift in his will, pretty much his estate. And he goes to it and finds a time machine, essentially.
Nice.
Sends him back in time, and somehow, some way, you'd have to read it, he decides to start cooking dinosaurs in the present day.
Okay.
He takes pieces of dinosaurs into the present with him and cooks them and sells them and starts a new restaurant, starts a whole new life. It's wild. It is. It's crazy.
That concept is just
I know.
hilarious,
It's just
man.
like, what? But yeah.
I need to check it out. I need to check out Vision as well because it's been getting.
I think this may be the last issue of Voracious. So it's either this issue or the next issue.
I think it when I was looking at.
This is the last issue of the story.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, of the story arc. So there we go. I'm gonna check it out. I am gonna check it out. Up for me, we got Birthright. Buzz and I both read Birthright. New story arc starts after the events of that last issue. We get to find out who Samuel really was. Yes. So we get a lost member of the Rose family returns, but can they recover from the damage that's already been done?
Wasn't she going into labor last issue, or was that my imagination?
I don't think that she had. Maybe she did. I don't know. I'd have to reread it.
Oh.
But
It's been a while since
it seems like it has been a month or two at least. You know, we've read stuff between now and then.
like Civil War too.
Exactly. So guys, Fix number 3. Love this series. Tons of fun. Roy moonlights as a private security for a superstar actress. If you've been reading the series, it's anything and so much more than that. And then Injection number 10 comes out this week as well. This is the end of this particular story arc, but I'm loving it. We get to take a look at Vivek, Simeon, and Bridget as they're hunted by ghost thieves, secret societies, and sandwich criminals. Literally, sandwich criminals. It's amazing. It's so much fun what he's doing. What Warren Ellis is doing with this. I'm loving it. But guys, those are some of our favorites that we're going to be reading the first things top of our stacks. Tell us what yours are in the comments below. Tell us also what Rebirth stuff you're really excited for this week, because we still have several weeks of stuff coming out as well. And if you want to share any thoughts about last week's Rebirth stuff, tell us in the comments below. We want to have a discussion with you. But guys, now is the time. This is the moment for the question of the week. You know what I'm talking about. We have got to dive into something head first, and we're going to do it last week style. Our question of the week simply is this: what are your thoughts on Civil War II #1 that dropped this past week? And we're going to do like we did last week. I'm going to go ahead and hit it now. Spoilers. We're diving into this issue from cover to cover, from
Cover
heavy
to
stock
cover to
heavy stock cover to heavy stock cover.
Heavy stock cover to regular cover to regular back page to heavy stock back page.
So guys, Civil War II #1 dropped last week. Brian Michael Bendis, David Marquez, the same team that's done Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. They did Invincible. Started off the new Invincible Iron Man series. Fantastic team, fantastic artist. Diving in here, this takes a look. What we have been introduced to so far is that there is an Inhuman, young man who has been recently changed into an Inhuman due to the Terrigen Mists, and he awakened with the ability to see the future.
Ulysses, right?
Ulysses.
Mm-hmm.
Ulysses. So this and now our heroes have found out about it after facing down and stopping a major event. And the issues that arise with that. But let's go ahead and dive into this. Buzz, what'd you think of the art?
The art was beautiful.
I mean, really, seriously, dude. I'm like, what is it, 7 issues or 8 issues? Please stay on your aim game.
Oh my God. Just stay on time with it too.
I know, seriously.
I was so gun shy about getting this comic because of the last few story arcs have been so behind.
Yeah, Secret Wars.
I'm just like, do I even want to invest anything? And then I saw some spoiler on Facebook, and I was like, no! So I had to go get it.
People. So artwork, guys. Yes, I mean it's one that we really like. Really, it's solid. It's way solid. But we can take a look at this issue here. We start off. We can see Ulysses running through the woods, doesn't know what's going on, wanting things to stop. And then turns around and finds a comforting voice behind him, someone trying to help. Medusa and the Inhumans are there.
These visions are so realistic to him, they like put him in place of what is going to happen.
Exactly.
So he's feeling it.
Exactly.
So he's terrified whenever he has a vision.
Yeah. He has totally.
But yeah, Medusa and all the new Inhumans and the old Inhumans and every Inhuman in between. Track
him down, find him, to help him out. Then we cut to the big action sequence weeks later
in Manhattan.
In Manhattan, we got the Avengers, we got Tony Stark.
Yeah, the all new, all different Avengers are there.
Yep.
And then that's pretty much who all's there, right?
Yeah, we got Nova, Iron Man, Ms. Marvel,
all new.
All these cats facing off against these Celestials. Or one Celestial and his Celestial, whatever those are, the additional beings that are fighting with him. Thor shows up, and then boom, baby. We get everybody. I mean, even Old Man Logan is joining in on this.
Flying like Superman.
I know. He's taking a dive at somebody's toes. But fantastic spread there. Yeah. Really, really great. Really great look there with Thor leading the charge there. Interaction there between Tony and Captain Marvel. And then I love bringing in as the last ditch, not last ditch, but as the final assault wave, the sorcerers come together under Doctor Strange. Sorcerer Supreme come together, and we get Ilana, we get Hellstrom, we get Wiccan, we get Scarlet Witch, Dr. Voodoo, Shaman from Alpha Flight, all teaming together to take this guy down.
And they dog Hellstrom so bad.
They did.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun, man. Yeah. It's like Hellstrom's like, he's like, can we just get done with this? Yeah. I have a life, you know. It's like, this is a possibly world-ending event. Such a flippant attitude, but, you know.
He is the son of Satan.
He is the son of Satan. There you go. That explains it. So, boom, we get to see them. They work their magic powers. They get rid of the Celestial. It works. It happens. Everything, sky is clear. We can take a look at that. Of course, then we get to the big moment, the celebration party. Tony self-proclaims that he's given the best toast ever in the history of toasts. And then, of course, back to Hellstrom, we got somebody saying, I wish we got what, Danvers and, is it She-Hulk and Danvers, and Dazzler and Spider-Woman? They're like, y'all watch out for Hellstrom. He's on the roll.
And Dazzler says, I wish Wanda would say no more Hellstrom.
Exactly. No more Hellstrom. No more. But then this is kind of when the issue takes a more serious tone, because Tony gets a chance to bring Captain Marvel to the side and say, hey, so this event that just happened that we all conquered, you were there, you knew about it, you told us. How did you find out about this?
Enter
the Inhumans and enter Ulysses. I love how we go from the big party room to like the kitchen or something.
There's a shield agent. I mean, a Hydra agent.
There's a Hydra agent there. I know, right? There's a full-blown Hydra agent there. If you saw last week's video, you know what we're talking about. But then we get a little bit more explanation from Medusa and Ulysses, on what's going on here. Jean Grey actually attempts to contact his mind, but it's closed off. She can't read his mind at all. And then we find out, hey, he can actually see the future. He has these visions that tell him what the future was, and that's how they were able to fight off these Celestials and make this happen and end this. But then the whole party tone changes for Stark. He's not telling the world's greatest toast ever. He's like wanting to know, hey, wait a second, what? You found out about the future and then you interacted with it and you changed it or you stopped it. Yeah, that's good for this situation, but we can't be. I don't know if we should be doing this all the time.
And then Carol's like, well, aren't you the futurist and you love the future and all this stuff? And Tony's like, well, what if he's like, the future he saw, the world ended.
Right.
But we stopped it.
Exactly.
So what's to say that future was wrong?
Exactly. And I really like that moment. I appreciate that moment because for years now, we've gotten this talk. Tony's always been this self-proclaimed futurist. I think Warren Ellis was the one that kind of introduced that with the Extremist series that he did a while back. Tony's a futurist, but it was like whenever she brings that up to him, he's like, yes, I am a futurist because I love the future. I praise the future, but it's not knowing what the future is. It's knowing the possibilities of the future. I think that whenever he broke it down like that, I was like, I like that. I finally we get an explanation of what that actually even means to him.
That was one of my favorite lines right there.
And then that's when Tony asks her. He's like, okay, let's say the guy here comes run up to us and says, oh my God, I saw a vision of the Hulk making out with Ultron, and a baby popped out, and the baby was a reincarnated Hitler. And then
Spider-Man says, I'd pay to see that.
Exactly.
No doubt.
No doubt at all. But yeah, he's Tony's like, she says, I thought you were a futurist. He's like, I am to my core. That means I respect the future. I believe in the future. But he doesn't necessarily want to know exactly what the future is.
That's my second favorite line at the bottom.
Wow,
Tony Stark! And then Spider-Man's like, yeah, it's exciting. Then you get over it.
Then you get over it. You get over the awe that is Tony Stark. But then later, a couple weeks later, we see that Ulysses has had another vision, and we have to call the Ultimates. They get the Ultimates on board here.
And who is the problem?
Let's get to that. We're getting to that because it's huge. So we go to Tony Stark in the lab. Mary Jane Watson apparently is actually officially working for him despite what's going on in his own Invincible Iron Man series. And she comes to him and she says, "Look, Tony, something's happened.
It's Rhodey.
It's Rhodey." And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "It's Rhodey." And yeah, what about him? He's gone.
He's gone.
He's like, "What?" And then boom, he's like out of there. He's there to the Triskelion, and he goes.
Superman lands in this place.
Superman lands. Boom, superhero landing there. And at the and
all we see is a body underneath a sheet with a blood stain on it.
Exactly. Destroyed armor.
Yeah, a table full of armor, and Tony's like, "What about the impact? You know, whatever disruptors or whatever he calls them.
Yeah.
All this stuff." And then they're like, "That's not all."
Yeah.
You know. And then he's like, "Where's Carol?"
Yep. He wants to know where Carol Danvers is. What's happened here?
She's bedside with Jennifer Walters.
Yep. She-Hulk.
The She-Hulk.
Exactly.
She may never walk again. She may not survive. The book went from here to just like, oh!
It did. It just in a couple of pages, man. All the action, adventure, excitement, and fun, and then back to the seriousness, back to the dilemma of it all. And then he's like, "What happened? What happened to everybody?" And she simply says one word. Carol Danvers says one word: Thanos. Apparently, Ulysses saw a vision of Thanos, wanted to contact the Ultimates, got the Ultimates involved. So we have the Ultimates team, Black Panther, all of them, and Jim Rhodes, who was with Carol at the time. He volunteered.
She-Hulk,
all those,
and some Inhumans.
Yes, them as well. And they ambushed Thanos for whatever he was doing. They caught up to him and ambushed him, but it was still too much. They stopped him and they captured him, but it was still too much. And before that happened, he basically punches through Jim Rhodes and just shatters the back of this Iron Man armor.
It looks like he blows a hole through him.
I mean, seriously, man, it's like boom, it's just out. And we this whole moment of her, oh God, somebody help me, somebody help me, with the body of Jim Rhodes in her arm, you know, War Machine. He told her the future, and then that's not all. As Buzz said, we get to see that She-Hulk was severely beaten up as well. She may never walk again.
And Tony blames Carol for Rhodey's death. He says you killed him.
Exactly. You killed my best friend.
And then she says, "I would have done it again, and he would have done it again."
Because he volunteered. Mm-hmm. He said she said he was a soldier.
Yep.
He knew what was going on. He volunteered. He went into battle, and you're not the only one that loved him. Totally.
Knowing what we knew at this time, I'd do it again.
Exactly.
And so would Rhodey. You know that.
So she tells Tony she loves him, but it would happen again.
And then, great news, the She-Hulk comes to and starts talking.
She comes to for a moment. She tells him, tells Carol, fight for our future. It's not his. Fight for it. Fight for the future.
And then
she goes into
flatline.
She goes into cardiac arrest. They don't know if they should.
They're waiting on Bruce Banner to show up.
Exactly. They want a gamma specialist. They're so afraid of being irradiated by gamma radiation.
They're terrified to even be working on her. But Bruce isn't the Hulk anymore.
I mean, I don't know if they know that or not, and I don't know what's going on mainly in the Totally Awesome Hulk series, but he hasn't been for a while now.
He's going to be the focal character in the next issue, though.
So maybe we'll find out with the Totally Awesome Hulk series, but then we end this issue with Carol Danvers in tears and alarms going off in the hospital room and people trying to do what they can to revive.
And we don't know where in the world Tony Stark is going. But they do have Thanos locked up
downstairs.
They've
got him. They got
him.
They stopped him from whatever it is he was doing. But at what cost? I mean, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, at this moment. And Stark warned them about this.
And no offense to the team, but it seemed like a pretty weak team that they sent in there against them.
The Ultimates? Is that weak? I mean,
Black Panther.
We've got Spectrum, Panther, Human Torch, Miss America, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Dazzler. Blue Marvel,
What's Dazzler gonna do? Throw light at him?
War Machine, She-Hulk, Crystal from the Inhumans, Medusa. There's some powerhouses here, man. Thanos is not just power; he is intellect as well. There's so much more
And see
going on with
the
him.
big blast there. I think that's what he did to Rhodes.
He punches him here.
But see all the stuff coming out of the back of it.
It might have been with a weapon of some kind or something like that. But man, just overall, this is a visual feast. Love the artwork. David Marquez, you killed it, sir. Not that you'll ever watch or listen to this video or whatnot, but you killed it. Thank you for such fantastic work. Bendis, you did a great job as well with the writing. It takes you everywhere. It takes you across the emotional spectrum. You get a full issue, I feel, with this. And for $5.99, I freaking better. Okay, Marvel?
Yeah.
I mean, DC can give us a huge book, 80-page book for $2.99. Come on. You want people to get involved?
You can keep your cardboard covered.
I mean, seriously. It's nice and all, but, the people that were going to get it were going to get it anyway. Don't take advantage of that, please. Anyway, so what was some of your favorite things about Civil War II #1?
I'm heartbroken that War Machine's gone.
That's your favorite thing?
No, that's not my favorite. That's all I can think of. It's him and the She-Hulk, and I'm just like,
the emotion.
It's not even you, Tony.
Tony warned him against it, though. He was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this.
I like the whole concept of it and how it kind of backfires on them right out the gate.
Yeah.
Like this great tool that they have, because that's what the Ultimates are all about, is protecting Earth.
Right.
And saving it,
So that's why they call the Ultimates.
They've had two catastrophes, within however many weeks there. And, they jumped on Thanos to even prevent him from doing whatever he was going to do before he could even possibly do it.
Exactly.
Did Thanos even know what he was going to do at that point? Because in issue #0, they put the guy in prison, the guy She-Hulk's representing in court and all that. And I think that was one of her biggest deals about the fight for the future.
Yeah.
There at the end. So, but yeah, great writing, great art. I mean, most of the characters in this are not my favorite characters by any means, like in the comic books, period.
Right.
But I was enthralled with it.
Yeah, exactly. What'd you dislike the most?
That War Machine and She-Hulk did.
That it was $6. Great points.
But no, I mean the War Machine and She-Hulk dying are like. I mean, that was kind of a selling point for it, too, That was one of the spoilers I saw. It's like, War Machine died? No! Because that was like, he's my favorite Iron character, so.
And we're led to believe that She-Hulk is dead here at the end. I mean,
she is flatlined, so at this moment, she's dead.
Yeah. Exactly, she is.
She may be resuscitated because
exactly.
They're like, get the paddles! And it's like, will that do anything?
Exactly. So. And I can confirm that officially. I am a professional in that field. So there we go. At this particular moment, she is dead. There's no heartbeat. There's nothing going on. They have not resuscitated her. So yes,
her compressor is grounded.
Just loved it, man. I mean, this was a really for me. It was a solid start to this series. Hopefully, it will keep the momentum going. It'll keep the strength of it all. And honestly, for the good, I mean, we're 50-50. We're 50-50 with what Ulysses has told them. We stopped one event. We stopped 2 events, but the second one, second one was such a much greater cost. So
I think it was foolish of the Ultimates to go in against a powerhouse like Thanos, like they did. They should have gotten as many people as they had against the Celestials to stop Thanos, in my opinion.
Yeah, and even with the Inhumans and the Ultimates, it's Thanos.
They should have brought Galactus. Where was Galactus?
That's a great question.
Slacker.
Apparently, he is a part of the Ultimates team now. What is he off stopping worlds from being destroyed, literally, or I don't know.
He could have just eaten Thanos.
Snacking on moons. I don't think he's eating anymore.
No, they satiated his appetite.
Satiated the appetite, baby. But guys, yes, Civil War II, #1, great start.
Another thing I liked about that, I love a good fight scene. And they kept that last fight scene to like 2 or 3 panels.
with
and it was with the War Machine and all that stuff. Like
Thanos.
they don't even show She-Hulk get punched or anything.
Yeah, you don't see exactly
you see
what happens
Thanos
to her.
blasting the entire team with, well, mainly Carol Danvers, but the whole team's there, and then punching Rhodey, and that's all you see of the fight. That's 2 panels, and it was just like, that was awesome.
Yeah, I like that. I can appreciate condensing it like that, you know,
because everything had already happened by the time Tony finds out that Rhodes is gone. You know?
Yeah, it's all done. You know, it's all but nothing but the tears now.
Yeah, it's like flashback to what happened. Two panels, or well, it's a double page spread and then a panel. And
apparently it's like, well, why don't we bring in the other? Apparently, there was an urgency involved.
I guess
you know, when Ulysses saw this, he was like, we got to go. We got to get the Ultimates. We got to go now. Let's go. We got to go.
Or was she going behind Tony's back?
Maybe she didn't even consider bothering with him. Maybe she wanted to prove that her way was the right way. Hey, we got the info. We're going to act on it. And I mean, because honestly, I mean, who doesn't want to kind of one up Tony Stark every once in a while? You know, he can't always be right. And was he in these situations? You know, there's a lot of questions you could ask. Was he? He was. Yes and no. You know, the information that they did get did stop a world conqueror, even if people died because of it. So, yes, looking forward to more. And honestly, as I've said many times in the past, I'm an art guy. I'm mainly drawn to artists. I'm really looking forward to what David Marquez brings for the rest of the series. Really loved what he did whenever he started tackling more of the Marvel universe. So bring like Invincible Iron Man was freaking sweet when they were like the first 4 or 5 issues they worked together. Loved the artwork. But guys, here we go. We want to know what you thought of Civil War 2 #1 that dropped this past week. Tell us in the comments below, what did you love? What did you love about it? What did you hate about it? What questions did it make you ask about knowing the future? Should you change it? Should you leave it be? You know, yes. Have fun with that, guys. We want to know. So, guys, that's it for this week's episode. Tons of fun. Thank you for participating. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We really appreciate you guys being a part of our community. Thank you for joining us on this ride, on this journey. And, guys, be sure to mark your calendars. I forgot to announce this. Mark your calendars for the mega sale. We still got time, though, guys. There's plenty more announcements that we'll have about that. But, guys, that's it for this week. Anything else to add, sir?
I apologize to the viewer that liked my shirt last week. I couldn't tell him where I got it. I don't remember.
You said you saw it like in your Facebook
ad.
Yeah,
it was a limited time sale on that shirt. Like you had to order it before they printed it.
Yeah.
And then they printed out the deals, and I guess it's gone now.
Yeah. Special. Yeah. So it was like in his Facebook feed. He saw the ad, clicked over to it. So there we go, guys. But it was a wicked shirt, especially the back with the 1 batch, 2 batch. That was nice. It was a really cool shirt.
Sorry,
guys. But guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. So until next time, take care. Read some great comics. Leave us some fantastic comments below, and we will see you in our next video. Bye bye.